This is a tobacco pipe, completely sober. One of my little peace pipes. This is a Peterson pipe, and Saint Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go out my soul to the company store. This is a Peterson. These are, I got this in Dublin, Ireland many years ago. It's my first tobacco pipe. It has silver around it, and I have filled it with some very nice old vintage burley flake tobacco. Expensive stuff. But peace to you. Oh, this is called a pipe tool, or a Czech tool, as in Czech Republic, because it comes from Czechoslovakia, or now it's the Czech Republic, or Czechia, where some of my ancestors came from. Only we always called ourselves Bohemians. We didn't say we were Czech. We said we were from Bohemia. We're Bohemians. And oh yes, a little coffee. Just for you. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Thanksgiving blessings. Thankful that we have coffee and access to it. I mean, if you think about it, just the fact that we can get coffee and brew it in our home, or buy it at a coffee shop, it's a huge privilege, because coffee is like gold. It is special. And so is tobacco. And these things are very frowned upon. Right now, coffee is socially acceptable right now. In the past, coffee was treated and hated a lot like alcohol and tobacco. It depends on the time you're living in as to what the women get jealous of, and people who stand to make a profit. And I had a professor in college who even had a friend who was writing a study on the influence of coffee and the beginning of modern literature and thought and ideas about freedom and the novel. People stopped drinking alcohol and got more sober, and they were smoking tobacco and hanging out in the coffee shops and talking about big ideas, serious things, and getting a little creative. And the women were getting more jealous of the coffee in the coffee shops and their men hanging out having a sober time with coffee than at the bar or the pub. And the women did want it banned. Like in Britain, they wanted coffee shops banned, and then the pharmacies also wanted it banned so that they could have control over it. And the same went for tobacco. They wanted control over it, and so they preached that it was bad, it was horrible. Now, they didn't go to the extent of Russia, where they would cut off your nose or your tongue and send you to Siberia. But, or Hitler. I know that tobacco is very maligned and very hated. But I probably know more about it than maybe anyone in the world. and I don't like to talk about it too much anymore. It's a dangerous topic, and people are very superstitious about it. But Hitler planned to have all tobacco users banned and tobacco banned by 1945, and he put out a lot of science that it was dangerous and only subversive types and jazz musicians and people with the wrong color skin, and especially Jewish people, used tobacco. It was very frowned on, and he taxed it very highly. But well, Hitler didn't win. And then the American troops, when the president asked during World War II, what can I do to help win this war? What can I do to boost the morale of the troops and help the troops? And he was told, tobacco. Ship in more tobacco, and we will win this thing. So that's what happened. And there would be probably no Handel's Messiah without it. Handel went on a big, huge binge of inspiration, and which often happens with creative people. I know all about this. You're on an idea, and you cannot be interrupted, and you have to keep going, and you can't stop. Einstein had the same thing going on, and Handel said this is how he wrote. Not that it's a drug, it helped keep him clear and sober, and so he could write the Messiah. And Christmas is coming up soon, and many of us like to listen to that around Christmas time. So, I mean, yeah, a lot of us bad, dirty, stinky, subversive people, us really sinful types that are a little bit creative and obnoxious and troll-like, we do this. We do this, but we don't usually like things that are, I don't, and most people I know that are creative do not like to do actual drugs. They don't like marijuana. They don't need that. Your brain's already there. Anyway, this is my peace pipe. It's helped me communicate with a lot of different types of people that I wouldn't normally have. And I do try to keep the smell as sweet and pleasant and old-fashioned as possible, so I do not smoke filter cigarettes because they're raunchy and they make me sick. I go for higher end stuff and try to keep the smell so that it brings back that old smell that was more pleasant and not so chemically. I want that sweet smell in my little altar burning device. Coffee. I mean, what do you say? But yeah, I'm just blurbing on and on and on here about nothing. We'll see if I post this. I'm really, really out of practice. I'm really strapped for time. And can't really keep up my YouTube channel. I'm looking down here what you can't see around this camera. I mean, it's not too bad in this particular area. But if I'm going to do YouTube, I do need to set up a more stable spot and a desk. And I need to practice so that I can speak more and maybe get better equipment. But this all takes time, and it takes money. And I have a very interesting job that gets me up at about 4:45 in the morning and keeps me going for a long time, and it's very people oriented. Chaos management skills are involved. I'm always learning, and a lot of troll management, which I think is good for me because I'm a little bit of a natural born troll. And one reason I should probably post more videos is because I like to go around on other people's channels too much and leave very long verbose comments, sometimes bordering on trolling. I need to rein myself in a little bit and get more disciplined. Anyway, Thanksgiving is coming up. Maybe I'll sing a little Thanksgiving song or something. Anyway, I hope you're getting ready for it and have something to be thankful for. Coffee, something to be thankful for. We take it for granted, but I kind of don't think we should. It's pretty precious. If they shut down all the coffee shops, or we could not get coffee beans anymore, would there be riots on the streets? Just wondering. I'm very curious. Like one day, no coffee. I think there might be riots. I'd so love to know. Oh man, I would really love to know. May your coffee be as brown and blessed as mine. Maybe even browner, and blacker, and darker, and stronger. Happy Thanksgiving.